The top 15 most powerful Earthlings in Dragon Ball series. As a franchise about fighting, Dragon Ball has no shortage of characters versed in martial arts. However, many of these are scions or members of some other alien race. Due to their unique biology, they're able to increase their strength and fight for far longer than their peers. This means that the human beings in this universe are at a fundamental disadvantage, but that doesn't mean that you should count them out. On the contrary, Dragon Ball has plenty of tough cookies on Earth. These homegrown humans can not only compete with the universe's best, but some of them actually surpass their extraterrestrial competition. If anything, this makes them more admirable as fighters in a crowded arena. The Dragon Ball franchise has been around for more than 3 decades, and it features one of the most iconic anime protagonists of all time. Goku is a scion, but he was raised on Earth, where he became a silly and kind-hearted individual. Now that he can fully utilize Ultra Instinct, he is one of the strongest characters in Universe 7. Growing up on Earth means that Goku spent his entire life around humans, most of whom are weaklings who cannot fly or use ki, but a few actually possess a decent amount of skill and strength. Longtime fans have an idea who the strongest humans in Dragon Ball are, but there are a few others who deserve to be mentioned as well. Number 15. Mr. Hercule. Mr. Hercule is a tall and muscular man who is known for his curly afro. He cannot fly unless he uses a jetpack, and he cannot use ki blasts. That being said, he has won the world tournament, which means that he is a competent martial artist. He is capable of pulling up to 4 buses by himself, and he was able to punch through one of them. He vowed to defeat Cell, but he was quickly eliminated when Cell effortlessly knocked him away and into a mountain. Mr. Satan survived this attack, which means that his body is surprisingly durable. Number 14. Spopovich. Spopovich fought Mr. Hercule in the past and lost in embarrassing fashion, but he became a lot stronger after meeting Babidi, a wizard who manipulated him and who gave him unnatural power. As a result, he could now fly and use ki blasts, and he became far more aggressive and bloodthirsty. He also gains more muscle mass, becomes bald, and acquires grayish skin. He battles Videl in the World Tournament and for the most part, he was immune to her attacks. He nearly killed her but was stopped beforehand. Babidi later blows Spopovich up when he decides that he is no longer useful. Number 13. Yamu. Like Spopovich, Yamu served the evil wizard Babidi, and he was tasked with collecting energy at the 25th World Tournament. Unlike his ally, Yamu was more intelligent and sane, which shows that he was able to control his unnatural powers. He stopped Spopovich from killing Videl, and when he ordered Spopovich to just throw her out of the ring, he obliged without incident, and they later absorbed Gohan's energy. When Babidi turned on them, Yamu tried to escape, but he was killed by Pui Pui, a minion who was ultimately incinerated by Vegeta. Number 12. Mercenary Tao. A master of the crane martial arts, Tao is the deadliest warrior in the Red Ribbon Army. He's a ruthless assassin, and that's reflected in his fighting style. Minimal movement is involved as he mostly remains still until the moment he strikes. This lends a deadly precision to his attacks, taking down even the mightiest targets before anyone knows what happened. That includes Goku, which is more than can be said for the rest of the Red Ribbon Army. He can also toss a wooden pole and jump on it to travel miles in a matter of minutes, which is equal parts awesome and silly. It's just a shame he lost all dignity when he became a cyborg. Number 11. Yajirobe. This Ronin may not look like much, and he indeed would like nothing more than to laze around and eat. However, he will do whatever it takes to achieve those goals. If that means going through a demon or two, then he'll unsheath his sword without hesitation. From the moment Goku runs into this guy, he's a walking contradiction. He's a hefty grump, but he makes short work of Symbol, one of Demon King Piccolo's minions. Keep in mind, these monsters previously showed themselves capable of wiping out the greatest martial artists on Earth. Yet, Yajirobe kills and eats one with no issue. Now, that's a dedication to the essentials. Number 10. Yamcha. People rag on Krillin for his numerous defeats, but Yamcha is far more useless in the face of big threats. The former desert bandit is repeatedly defeated by the Freak of the Week. That said, he's shown a remarkable ability to keep up with the other Z fighters, at least to an extent. Let's not forget that he was able to take on the Jinya force, and he's often training on a similar level as his friends when the situation calls for action. By default, this means that he's infinitely stronger than the average Earthling. Number 9. Chi-Chi. The daughter of the mighty Ox King makes a heck of a first impression when she decapitates a T-Rex with one throw of her blade. She may appear to be a flighty little girl, but she can also be a deadly force of rage when provoked. This comes to a head once she grows up, fighting Goku at the World Martial Arts Tournament for forgetting his promise to marry her and later braving an adventure with him to retrieve the Bancho-fan. Although she soon settles into domestic life, she never forgets how to handle herself. She even trains her younger son Goten in martial arts, pushing him to transform into a Super Saiyan. Not everyone can keep up with members of this warrior race, let alone challenge them like this. As such, when Chi-Chi shuts down the most powerful fighters on the planet, you know it's not just hot air. Number 8. Videl. The daughter of the supposed world martial arts champion Mr. Hercule, Videl grew up learning the art of combat. She soon became a formidable fighter and surpassed her showboat father. Driven to the test, she routinely fought crime while attending high school, possibly thanks to the energy of youth. She truly takes off when she learns how to harness ki energy from Gohan. She becomes less driven by reckless anger and more by patience and precision. She even channels it well enough to fly, a feat few Earthlings have achieved. The fact that she was able to reach this milestone so quickly speaks volumes for her skill and determination. Number 7. Grandpa Gohan. He may look like a frail old man, but Gohan actually raised the Saiyan baby Goku and trained him in survival and martial arts. Anyone who can claim that clearly has a lot of stamina and fighting expertise. He was trained by Master Roshi, which means that he's a top-tier fighter, and he demonstrates his prowess when he acts as fortune-teller Baba's mightiest warrior. It's here that he fights his adopted grandson, matching him blow for blow even after Goku had already grown stronger from his adventures. When the monkey-tailed hero names his own son in honor of his grandfather, it feels earned due to this great man's invaluable contributions and hard-earned knowledge of his craft. Number 6. Krillin. This bald-headed monk is the butt of many jokes. However, one mustn't overlook that he's still a capable fighter when taken on his own. A glance at any world martial arts tournament shows him mopping the floor with the everyday Earthlings. Not only that, but Krillin also wipes out all of the Saiyan Cybermen and takes on hundreds of Frisia's troops during each party's invasion. He's only beaten when going up against the big enemies, a tough test in itself. He may get knocked down, but that doesn't mean he's out. In fact, his craftiness sometimes lets him triumph over his opponents. He eliminates several competitors in the Universal Survival arc. Viewers have to give this little guy points for trying, especially when he succeeds. Number 5. Master Roshi. Known as the Turtle Hermit, Roshi is already a renowned figure when Dragon Ball begins. His martial arts exploits are so legendary that even the most feared warriors, such as the Ox King, are humbled in his presence. This isn't surprising since he originated the Kamehameha, the destructive energy wave that became a series staple. He may not look like much, but he can bulk up to colossal size and brawl with the best of them. That, coupled with a lifetime of experience, possibly more thanks to the immortality elixir, puts Roshi among the most admirable fighters on Earth and the 12 universes. He was even able to fight and defeat several opponents during the Tournament of Power. Number 4. Tien. Though close friends with the rest of the Z fighters, Tien is the only Earthling character to keep up his training in times of peace. He's no slouch when it comes to martial arts. His discipline, precision, and gift for channeling ki make him a serious threat to even those far stronger than him. This three-eyed fighter can devote huge amounts of energy into devastating attacks, often at the risk of his own life. One of his crowning moments is when he takes on Cell, managing to hold the villain off for several precious minutes before blacking out. Who says Goku gets all the heroic moments? Number 3. Androids 17 and 18. This may be bending the rules a bit, but these siblings were once homegrown humans before Dr. Gero turned them into cyborgs. This conversion made them immensely powerful killing machines able to defeat the Z-Fighters with ease, in 2 separate timelines. They can hit as hard as any Super Saiyan, and they have an infinite supply of energy. This can be extremely useful in pinning down their opponents, pelting them with ki blasts before going in for the finishing blow. If their enemies try to retaliate, 17 and 18 always have their energy shields. This means that these two have the best of both worlds with offense and defense. Number 2. Alibu. A number of deceased fighters participated in the Otherworld tournament, including Alibu. As an Earthling, he was under King Kai's jurisdiction in the northern area of the universe, and King Kai himself stated that Alibu is the greatest fighter he has trained other than Goku. He has long blonde hair and purple eyes, and he wears ancient Greek-style robes. Alibu may have lost to Piccin, but he put up a very good fight, which is incredible seeing as Piccin was able to beat Cell in his perfect form with just 2 hits. Number 1. Ub. The benevolent reincarnation of Kid Buu was sure to be one of the best. It stands to reason that this village boy would possess the same raw power, albeit hidden behind a timid exterior that Goku resolves to break. This eventually gives way to a primal rage that proves unstoppable. Despite Goku's years of training, Ub still gives the Saiyan a run for his money. Following the events of Dragon Ball Z, Ub becomes Goku's student to harness his natural gifts. This presumably makes him an even greater warrior in both mind and body. He buffs up even further considering the events of Dragon Ball GT. After reuniting with Majin Buu, the good-hearted half of his former self, he can go toe-to-toe with the most devastating threats. Greatness sometimes comes from the humblest beginnings.